Now it's time to create your shoe. So look for the hyperlink inside for Nike ID Custom Shoes Auxiliary. You want to look for this hyperlink and open up Nike ID. This website is pretty self-explanatory. You're going to pick out a shoe to start off here, men's, women's, whatever you want to choose here, and you're just looking for the customizable link right here. You'll see that these types of shoes are customizable. You're going to click any shoe in this category and begin editing the shoe. So I choose the shoe, click on the shoe itself, and then all I have to do is click on the areas that I want to edit after I select this edit design. So I'm going to click on edit this design. Then I just click on the area that I want to edit, such as the swoosh. Come over here, select a different color. But like I said, pretty self-explanatory. You can pretty much figure it out from here. You can click on all the different areas of the shoe and see what portions of it are editable. When you're finished, you could save it to the Nike website, and you will need to take snapshots of it or save the picture to your drive so that you can add it to a website later. At the end of the period, you're going to be saving this to the website because you're not done editing. What you should do is hit edit design or done once you're done editing right there. And now I have the design, and to save it, I'm going to have to go up to the upper right hand side and say log in. You'll put in join now and then just enter in your information, email, etc., 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 and create your own account. Then that item should be listed under your account. I have the shoe just the way I like it. I like the design. Now I'm ready to save some images to be put onto my website later on. So I have the picture here, and I'm going to click done right here, and it'll give me a bunch of different options or a bunch of different images from different angles of the shoe, which is great because if I'm talking about the color, the style of the shoe, I'll probably use this picture for my website. And if I go to talk about the sole of my shoe and how great the rubber is, I'll go to this image over here, okay? So the only thing I need to do here is double click on the image, and it gives me a centered look at that shoe design. But I want to download a couple different images, maybe all of them. So you could maybe do all of them if you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down the control button on the keyboard, and I'm going to click on the shoe, and I'm going to save the image as. It'll ask me, how do you want to save it? I could rename it. I could just put my last name. It doesn't matter because this name will not show up on the website. This will just be the coding that you will use for this name. So you could just put your last name and then, shoe 1. Okay, it doesn't really matter. You could hit it to the downloads folder. We'll go to the downloads folder later on and drop it into the drive before we leave class today. So I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to go down to the bottom and choose a different angle of the shoe and then do the exact same thing here. Okay, this time I could hit the drop down and say, where was that last image that I had? Right here. So I would click on the last image I just created, change the 1 to a 2, and now I have 2 images, and I go through and save all the rest of the images. You can pause the video now, save all your images, and then come back to the video when you're done. Again, there's more than one way to fry this turkey, so I can also use a screenshot or a screen capture to take a picture of my shoe. Rather than saving the object like this, saving the image like this, I can also take a screenshot. And to do this, I'm going to hold down the command button, I'm going to hold down the shift button and press the number 4. You can see my cursor now turned into a crosshair, and I can just open up this crosshair across my picture like this, and then I take a snapshot and it shows up on my desktop. So if I'm clearing these windows out of the way, you'll see that it will be on your desktop, and you can just grab a hold of your file and then drag it into your drive where your other files are in your design folder right there. So then I just take it from here, drag it in right there, and it plops in, uploads, and appears in my design folder. Before I leave here, I want to make sure that my files get saved on the drive. Okay, so to get my files, I'm going to go into Finder. I'm going to click on the Happy Mac symbol in the lower left-hand side. I'm going to look for my downloads wherever I saved my designs to. It may be on the desktop. It may be in the Downloads folder. And take my files and I'm going to drop them into my design project on my drive. And if I have to go to the drive, I click over here on the waffle, click on drive, open it up, find my design folder, and I'm going to drag my images into the folder. So I click, drag them in. I could do them one at a time. I could do them all at once. But as you see, as I drag them in, new ones pop into the window as I drag them in.